lips,
and our mouths shall proclaim your praise. Glory to the Father,
and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was
in the beginning, is now, and will be forever. Amen. Alleluia.
Very special graduation service on this, the school's 60th anniversary year. We welcome parents and friends of our graduates, and thank you so much for making the time to be with us today. I know you would not have missed it. I want to take a minute to thank our teachers who work tirelessly on behalf of all of the boys at the school, and who have worked tirelessly on behalf of our 8th graders. And I think it's appropriate that we recognize them with a round of applause. I also want to welcome the Reverend Dr. Ellen Clark King, who's here on behalf of Dean Malcolm Young, who is away, and the Reverend Abbott Bailey, who is here on behalf of Bishop Andrews, who is on sabbatical. Last week, and very appropriately, one of our faculty members came to me and said, I think it's important that we have a really strong, visible female presence up front at the service. And I thought for a second about Ellen and Abbott, and I said, oh, I think we will be very well covered today. I began my teaching career at a boys' boarding school. Not too long after I was there, I went for a run one afternoon, and coming around the corner and entering a field, I saw a sight that still sits with me to this day. And it was a sight of a longtime math teacher running behind the bicycle of a freshman holding onto the seat. And what I came to realize after exploring this a little bit with Lee Harris was that this young boy who had come to the school had never learned how to ride a bike. And Lee had taken it upon himself to teach him. And I've often, over the last 15 years or so, reflected upon that image and have been reminded of just how perfect a symbol it is for the job that teachers do, the job that parents do, and the job that schools do. We as parents, as we're running behind our children on the bike, have to know that perfect point when the rider, our sons in this case, achieve perfect balance and they're ready to go, and we let them go, and off they go. Sometimes they fall down again, and we run behind them, and we brush them off, and we pick them back up, and we put the hand back on the seat, and we go at it again. Graduation exercises like this, I think, are that perfect example of times when we let go. And we let go with the assurance that these boys are ready. Before we enter the service today, just take a second to look around this cathedral. Look at the windows, look at the arches and the ceiling. Look at the boys and teachers, parents to your right. Look at the boys up front. And be mindful for the next hour why we're here. There is not a school in this country that has this to offer. And as I've said a couple of occasions leading up to graduation today, boys, this is the last time that we will be assembled in this fashion. And as we make our way through the service today, let's be ever mindful of our sense of place and our sense of community and our sense of responsibility that we owe one another and to these boys. And be mindful of all that we have done on their behalf to ensure their future success. Thank you.
A reading from the book of Proverbs. My child, do not forget my teaching. Let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life, and abundant welfare they will give you. Do not let loyalty and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart, so you will find favor and good repute in the sight of God and of people. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord, and turn away from evil. It will be a healing for your flesh, and a refreshment for your body. My child, be attentive to my words. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are the life to those who find them, and healing to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. Put away from you crooked speech, and put devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look directly forward, and your gaze be straight before you. Keep the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure. Here ends the reading.
Christ the Word. worker,
Christ the worker,
born in Bethlehem,
born in Bethlehem,
born to work and die for everyone.
born to work and die for everyone.
Blessed man-child,
Blessed man-child,
boy of Nazareth,
boy of Nazareth,
grew in wisdom as he grew in skill.
grew in wisdom as he grew in skill.
Skillful craftsman,
Skillful craftsman,
blessed carpenter,
blessed carpenter,
praising God by labor at his
praising God by labor at his
yoke maker,
yoke maker,
fashioned by his hands,
fashioned by his hands,
easy yokes that made the labor
easy yokes that made the labor
all who labor,
all who labor,
listen to his call.
listen to his call.
He will make that heavy burden
He
light.
will make that heavy burden
Heavy laden,
heavy laden,
gladly come to him.
gladly come to him.
He will ease your load and give you
He will ease your load and give you
Christ the worker,
Christ the worker,
love alive for us.
love alive for us.
Teach us how to do all work for God.
Teach us how to do all work for God.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come.
Your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial, and deliver us from evil.
For
The kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever.
O eternal God, bless all schools, colleges, and universities, and especially the Cathedral School for Boys, that they may be lively centers for sound learning, new discovery, and the pursuit of wisdom. And grant that those who teach and those who learn may find you to be the source of all truth. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
O God, who created all peoples in your image, we thank you for the wonderful diversity of all people in this world. Enrich our lives by ever-widening circles of fellowship, and show us your presence in those who differ most from us, until our knowledge of your love is made perfect in our love for all your children, through your love and mercy. Dear God, we have finished a year of school and we are thankful. We have been challenged and tested. We have studied and played. We have loved and we have grown. We are ready for a long and joy-filled rest. Bless this school year now ending. Bless our teachers and friends. May our bodies stay well, our hearts and minds open, and may all of our learning help us to serve this world you love so dearly. Amen.
Gloria, Gloria.
like to take a few minutes to recognize certain members of our school community who have achieved especially strong distinction this year through a series of annual awards presentations that we make every year at graduation.
The red and gold trophy is awarded at graduation to the captain of the team that has scored the greatest number of points during the field day competition. This year's trophy goes to the gold team, Captain Darnell Adler.
The Owen Jameson Merit Scholar is that 7th grader who has earned the highest overall grade point average in his class. For his diligence and hard work, this boy is awarded a full tuition scholarship. This year we happen to have 2 students who share this award and have identical records for their first 3 years in the upper school. And I'm pleased to introduce Stefan Sakalakis and Sawin Garde.
The Chaplain's Award is given to that boy who most exemplifies a spirit of selflessness and generosity, the willingness to help and serve others without thought for himself. This year's Chaplain Award recipient is Cooper Kistler.
The Art Award is given to that 8th grader who has demonstrated a commitment to excellence in the visual or performing arts during their time as a Cathedral student. This year's Art Award recipient is Nicholas Shepard.
The Alumni Award. The Alumni Award is given to that 8th grader who most exemplifies commitment and service to the school community, coupled with high individual achievement and excellence. This year's Alumni Award goes to William Atkinson.
The Headmaster's Award. The Headmaster's Award is given upon recommendation of the faculty to that boy who has shown outstanding improvement in academics over the course of the school year, and whose personal growth and development have been exemplary. This year's Headmaster Award recipient is Darnell Adler.
Yes!
The Faculty Award. The Faculty Award is given to the boy whose character and commitment during the current school year have been exemplary of the excellence towards which Cathedral School aspires. This year's Faculty Award recipient is Siddharth Desai.
The Dean's Award is given to that 8th grader whose grade point average is among the highest in the graduating class and exemplifies academic and intellectual excellence. This year's Dean's Award recipient is Braden Matthew.
The Bishop's Award. The Bishop's Award is given to that boy whose academic ability, leadership qualifications, and extracurricular involvements show him to be an outstanding graduate of this school. This year's Bishop's Award recipient is Jack Rende.
I almost forgot. It has been our custom to recognize the members of each class with a class plaque that lists their names and will hang prominently in the school. And this year I would like to present the class plaque to the Student Council President, Cooper Kistler.
Mr. Jones, members of the Board of Trustees, Cannon Clark King, Cannon Bailey, colleagues, family and friends, and of course, members of the class of 2018. I want to first say thank you for asking me here to speak at your graduation. I'm especially flattered when I think of all the resources available to you guys. I mean, you could have had anybody do this, and you chose me. I should say that I was honored until Cooper told me I was the third choice for the job. But it seems Donald Trump had something out of town earlier this week, and Hillary's speaking at Hamlin's graduation. And apparently she only does one 8th grade graduation a year. So you guys are all stuck with me. I had 2 speeches prepared for today, and I didn't know which one to go with, so I flipped a coin this morning and decided to go with this one. As an English teacher, I've always enjoyed the graduation speech where someone pulls out a favorite children's book and, reading it to an older audience, finds some new meaning, some kernel of truth from Shel Silverstein, or for Dr. Seuss. As the graduates of 2018 get ready to leave, I found some wisdom in one of my favorite children's books, and I wanted to read you a passage. I think it sums up everything that we feel about you guys today. It comes from everything I needed to know I learned from Led Zeppelin. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. Please, don't go. All those tears I cried. All those tears I cried. Baby, please, 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 don't go. Come to think of it, Led Zeppelin was pretty insipid. There's more time to learn those lessons. But I do have another speech. It goes like this. You've heard me tell a lot of stories. I got 3 more. You're going to hear them right now. Hopefully when I'm done, they'll all fit together, tie together in some way that makes sense. And if they don't, it'll just be like any other day in English class. Story number 1. In August 1983, I started college. There was a guy who lived across the hall from me, Tim Cleary. Now, when you're in college, you're meeting people for the first time, and it's usually awkward. You have the luxury of the ubiquitous icebreaker question. What's your major? I asked him, and he told me that he was majoring in mechanical engineering. So I said, "Oh, you're a mechanical engineer." And Tim got very upset, and he said, "No. Mechanical engineering is something I know how to do. Mechanical engineer is not how I am defined. I am not a mechanical engineer. That label doesn't define me, man." I should also point out that Tim was the first person I ever met from Oregon. But his words stuck with me. Every day. I think about them today, especially. You get to define yourself. Don't let anyone else label you. You get to say who and what you are. Nobody else. Not your job, not your school, not your college, not your teachers, not the mistakes you made when you were younger, or the mistakes you're going to make coming up. You are not the awards you won or the awards you didn't win. Nobody gets to tell you who you are. Only you get to do that. And remember that, and choose wisely. Story number 2. In the spring of 2000, during the first big tech boom, I was offered a job at a startup. The work was easy compared to teaching, and the money was admittedly better. I remember my first day. I filled out my paperwork, signed up for my stock options, went to my cubicle, fired up my computer, opened up the marketing spreadsheets, sat down, and wiped the tears from my cheek. I hated it. I really wondered what I had done. I couldn't believe I was sitting there. I mean, it was an educational software company, but nobody respected teachers or education. I could do the job. Like I said, it was pretty easy, but it was mind-numbingly dull. After a few weeks, I decided that this was not for me. It might be for some people, but it was not for me. People in the office chided me about not being able to cut it in the real world. And between you and me, nothing in this world seemed real. The software didn't even work. And the marketing people in my division told me, "Oh, don't worry, it'll work with version 2. We just need to sell a lot of version 1 first." I remember the day I quit. I sat in the personnel director's office while she offered me more money, better benefits, different stock options. And in the middle of her talk, I actually put my wrist up to my face and went tick, 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 tick. And she looked at me like I was crazy and asked what I was doing. I told her that was my life ticking by. And I have to ask myself, what am I going to fill these seconds and minutes up with? I know it's not this. So think about it. You only have so much time. I'm reminded of that every time I see this gray beard in the mirror. And what are you going to fill that time up with? Thinking of tricks you can play on your buddies? Messing with somebody's locker? Watching the world on the screen in front of you? Or are you going to be part of the world? There's so much cool stuff to do. And you guys have so many possibilities before you. You can do anything. Get up, go out, listen to good music, listen to bad music. Travel around the world, or travel around the country, or your state, or your city, even your neighborhood. There are cool people everywhere. Talk to them. Meet interesting people. They're all over the place. Do service work. You'll meet tons of them. Hear their stories. Get some stories of your own. It's easy. Did I ever tell you about the time I quoted Led Zeppelin in the Great Cathedral, one of the greatest cathedrals in the Western world? The stories are there. Make some art. Who cares if it's bad or good? Just make something. Talk civilly with people you disagree with. There's so much you can do. Now, maybe some of the more cynical of you guys are thinking that this is a thinly veiled attempt for me to tell you to play less Fortnite. And it isn't. It is. Maybe on some level it is. But beyond that, think about what you're filling your days with. Is it helping anybody? Is it helping you grow to be a better person? Are you learning from it? On a recent trip abroad, I spoke with the great Zen master, Dalai Thompson. He said to me, and I paraphrase, on outdoor ed, we're told to make only small footprints. But sometimes we can make big footprints. I worked side by side with somebody today, building his house. When he walks on his floor, he'll know that I helped him make that floor. That's a pretty big footprint. It is. It is a pretty big footprint. And these are the type of footprints I encourage you guys to make. Again, I ask, what are you filling your time up with? Tick, 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 tick. Right now, it's sitting here listening to me. Finally, story number 3. In the last story, I mentioned meeting interesting people. About 9 years ago, I had the opportunity of spending a fairly long bit of time with one of my idols, Melba Beals. For those of you who may not know, Melba Beals was one of the Little Rock Nine. When schools were integrated, she was with the first African-American students to go to a formerly all-white school. You've all seen the pictures. The girl going into the school building, escorted by armed soldiers, the kids screaming at her, their faces filled with hatred while she looked stoically straight ahead. I mean, she's a civil rights icon. She's a force of American history. She's Melba Beals. She spoke at another school where I was teaching at the time. She'd been a professor for one of my coworkers. And when her talk was over, my colleague had to get to class and ask me to tour Miss Beals around the school and stay with her until her ride showed up. This was pretty awesome. She told me about the fear she had on that day when she went to the school with the National Guard troops. We talked about how every day she was physically and emotionally harassed and abused by her fellow students, but still stood up proud. She recounted meeting Dr. Martin Luther King. This was huge, but I would have to say that the one thing she said that sticks with me to this day, the quote that Melba Beals, hero of the civil rights movement, and one of my personal idols, said to me was this. She looked me in the eyes and she said, "Chris, where's the bathroom? I really need to pee." Now, I don't mean this to be facetious, disrespectful, snarky, or even funny, although it is kind of funny. But that quote, what she said, sticks with me, because in that moment, she became a human being. My idol, this legend, this shaper of American history became a person. To me, she was beyond a celebrity. Her stature and her image to me was superhuman. And here she was on the same level as everyone else in the most basic way. The idea of someone you worship becoming a human being, that's really big stuff. It's life-altering. That's why they're on the dark. But it made me think. We hold these images of people up. We put them on pedestals and we worship them. But we forget that they're human. That when all is said and done, they are like us. And what's even better, we are like them. You can do anything they do. There's amazing things done by amazing people, but really, they're not that amazing. They're us. They're you. It's pretty cool when you think about it. All right, 3 stories. All fairly random, pretty simple. Here's where I hopefully get to tie them all together and give you something that makes sense. Here goes. As we wind on down the road, our shadows, taller than our souls, there walks a lady we all know, who shines white... Oh, that's the Led Zeppelin speech again. Look, as you leave here, you might be thinking, so what? But I want you to know that you guys all have great power. You have the power to define yourself. You get to decide who you are. That's great power. Although the existentialist in me might point out that we have a finite amount of time, there's so much you can do with it. So much you can fill that time with to expand your horizons, give you greater perspective, and more importantly, help others to do the same. And if that seems daunting, just remember that even your greatest idols need to hit the head once in a while. They're just like you. There's no secret to it. You all have great power. Now go out and use your power for good.
Amen.
Seems like a long time, but it went by so fast. Good morning, Cathedral faculty, staff, clergy, students, parents, alumni, and friends. My name is Matthew Ossiano. I've been here for 9 years, and I was voted by the class of 2018 to be this year's commencement speaker. I am grateful to have this opportunity, and I'm sure you will regret it. Well, class of 2018, we've made it. Not only through our time at Cathedral, but through the grueling high school process. Truly, we've been through it all. The early mornings with our heads buried in a placement test, and anxious late nights before acceptance letters. We've made it, and good luck, 7th grade. Just so you don't get bored, while I talk about personal anecdotes from my time here at Cathedral, I will be using hashtags and pop culture references. Hashtag thanks. I will begin with a quote from the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. You know, that kind of famous guy that came here? That helped me reflect on my time here at Cathedral. Dr. King once said, "Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education." Not only is the education we have from Cathedral going to make us change the world, it's the lessons that Cathedral has taught us. Cathedral has taught me not only what to think, but how to think. How to collaborate effectively with others. Be creative. Learn from your mistakes. Take risks. And to do the practice, plug and chug. I distinctly remember on my 6th grade outdoor ed, my group was given a challenge, and we were having a really hard time with it. At first, we were talking over each other and not letting other people share their ideas. and we were getting frustrated. Our counselor gave us a tip that we should elect a leader to let people share their ideas one by one. We elected a leader, and people shared their ideas. We used different strategies, and were able to work together and complete this challenge. I remember how happy everybody was to work together and complete this challenge. #finally. This moment taught me how to collaborate with others and to be open-minded to new ideas we may not agree with. Undoubtedly, one of the biggest lessons I've learned from Cathedral is to take risks. Well, maybe don't take risks on the history test you didn't study for, but take risks. As Mr. Money will tell you, it's better to actually study than to try to make up history. #do the practice. This year, many people in my class, including me, decided to try something new and take singing solos in this year's play. Personally, I remember being nervous and thinking I would sing the wrong note or mess up in front of everybody. My fellow classmates soon reminded me that I was probably overthinking the whole situation, and in hindsight, they were right. The whole class ended up doing a great job in the musical, and it was great to see everybody who took a risk benefit from it. This moment taught me that if you stay in your comfort zone, you won't learn anything new. One thing that has stood out from my time at Cathedral, and something that I take for granted, is the community. With a K-8 school, it's a very unique community compared to a middle or high school. When you have kids from 6 to 14 years old, you get to firsthand see your growth throughout the years. Sometimes, it's hard to imagine myself as the energetic kindergartners or the rowdy 5th graders in the hallways. When you have a community like this, you can see how much you've grown, and that's something I'm grateful for. One memory I will never forget was the recent Scrappy Baseball Championship win. We upset the overconfident and arrogant first-place team that had many players who played on travel teams. However, I don't think this would have happened without the tight friendship and community of the team, amazing pitching, and how he blasted Drake's song, God's Plan, while we warmed up. Anyway, after a string of tired pitchers' arms, errors, and questionable calls, we found ourselves down by 5 runs. I remember a certain player had made 2 mistakes that inning that cost us some runs, but not one single person on the team got down on him. We simply encouraged him to do better next time. We chipped away at the score through good hitting and scoreless defense. It just so happened that the same player who made those mistakes had an identical play to the one that he made a mistake on previously. That player executed and was able to make the play. Not only will this player learn from his mistakes, the team cheered him on, and he hit in the run that would give us the lead. While we were having a team huddle on the pitcher's mound, the umpires were making a game-deciding call. During this time of strong tension, we started cracking jokes and talking about upcoming homework. The call went our way and prevented them from scoring the tying run. As we played another inning of scoreless defense, we were champions. #took the W. We ran onto the field and jumped onto each other as we were sprayed with water, while the other team threw their helmets down and shouted profanities. Even while we shook hands after the game, most of the other team eloquently expressed their frustration to us. I've tried to imagine what would have happened if our team discouraged that player and treated him harshly because of his mistakes. This experience was not just a sweet victory, it was a demonstration of our class community, friendship, and character. Another example of the outstanding Cathedral community was during the 8th grade championship soccer game. Many kids from all grades came to support the team, many of which I'd only known from seeing them in the hallways. They cheered loudly and were enthusiastic about the game. When the game ended and we won, the field was swarmed by red and gold-clad kids. Everybody was extremely excited that the soccer team had won the championship 4 years in a row, an achievement that may never happen again. Hashtag 4P. However, not only do the big things show that a community truly cares, it's the little things. The good mornings, the high fives, the door holding, and generally being excited to come to school and see my friends. These are the small things that show the extent of the strength of the Cathedral community. Whether we'll be known as a rowdy class, the athletic class, the good-looking class, or all of the above, Cathedral has had an impact on me and all of my classmates that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. Before I end, I would like to personally address this class of 2018. I've had a great final year here at Cathedral, and that's thanks to you guys. Shout out to Cooper Kistler, the Student Council President, for that amazing Student Council fair and a great year. Classmates, you have genuinely shaped who I am as a person today. Thanks for the laughs, encouragement, kindness, and loyalty. Remember to show gratitude to those who made your experience here possible. Use the lessons that you've been taught at Cathedral. Take risks, try something new, and let's change the world. Thank you.
Kindergarten, you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We're now pleased to present the diplomas to the class of 2018. As we do this, we ask that you politely request that you hold your applause until the end. Darnell Antonio Adler. Matthew Joseph Asiano. William Andreas Atkinson. Wesley E. Boatwright. Dashiell Laurent Dallaire. James Shanahan Daly. Siddharth Amir Desai. William Hill Ferguson. Apollo Stewart Gakuba. Zachary David Johnson. Cooper Hunter Kistler. Ethan Tiger Clausen. Andrew Christopher Lehman. Callahan Flynn Mainton. Matson DeYoung Martin. Braden Daniel Matthews. Robert Wenley McCloy. Alejandro Castrillo Merritt. West Mark Hazard Middleton. Kenson Lee Morris. Baker Lang Morton. Lucas Staten Oberwalker. Varun Zachary Ramamurthy. Jack Meyer Rende. Spencer Gardner Williams Robinson. Nicholas Samuel Rudin. Nicholas Francis Sanders Shepard. Dara Sohaili. Lachlan Francis Steer. Clifford Daly Thompson. Timothy Otuama Sarichi Ume Ukeja. Nicholas Yick. Michael Henry Zeiser.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Cathedral School for Boys class of 2009.
Please stand. Holy and loving God, we give you thanks for the school year just past, for the friendships formed, for the lessons learned, for the growth accomplished. Bless these coming summer months as a time of fun and refreshment. May all of us returning come back renewed and ready to learn from one another. May all of us going on to new challenges take with us happy memories, good courage, and hopeful hearts. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our friend and brother, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. The wisdom of God, the love of God, the peace of God strengthen you to be Christ's hands and feet in the world. And may God's blessing be upon you, Christ's peace be upon you, and the Spirit's outpouring be with you, now and always. Amen. Amen.
One only.
Oh, I knew it.
I never thought I'd I don't like kind of got to find someone who can put on the service for
Call your tuition back. Like, what in there?
You guys remember, after the handshakes, we're going to do a class picture in front of the big gold doors, all right? So stick around after all the handshakes are over.
we're shaking hands. Hey, Siri.
All right, Wes. Ready, Wes? One more. 1, 2, 3.